The strongest storms in history. The ultimate power of nature. Throughout meteorological history, powerful storms have caused unforgettable tragedies, leaving a mark of nature's formidable strength. With wind speeds reaching hundreds of kilometers per hour, massive rainfall, and unprecedented devastation, these storms not only led to significant losses of life and property but also changed landscapes, impacting the lives of millions. Below are some of the strongest storms recorded in history, their devastating effects, and lessons learned about disaster preparedness and the urgent need to act on climate change. 1. Super Typhoon Haiyan, Yolanda, 2013. Super Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Yolanda in the Philippines, made landfall in November 2013 and is recorded as one of the strongest storms ever to hit land. With sustained winds at 315 km per hour and gusts reaching 380 km per hour, Haiyan struck central Philippines, quickly creating waves as high as a tsunami, sweeping through coastal cities. Tacloban province was the hardest hit, with almost the entire city flattened. The typhoon not only led to a massive loss of life, over 6,000 casualties, but also left millions homeless, and thousands of hectares of farmland were destroyed. Haiyan's unique feature was its sustained power upon reaching land, with little reduction in intensity. Experts suggest that climate change might be contributing to the increased strength of tropical storms, underscoring the need for vulnerable regions like the Philippines to adopt more robust and long-term disaster response strategies. 2. Hurricane Katrina 2005. Hurricane Katrina is known not only for its power but also for its catastrophic aftermath. It struck the Gulf of Mexico and devastated many southern U.S. states, especially Louisiana. Katrina caused thousands of billions in damages and ranks as one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history. Its winds reached nearly 280 km per hour. But more disastrous were the heavy rainfall and the breaking of levees protecting New Orleans, submerging most of the city underwater. The hurricane caused tremendous economic, social, and environmental damage, especially as New Orleans sits below sea level. Katrina sparked debates about disaster preparedness and infrastructure failures. This event pushed the United States to develop more effective flood prevention and response methods for coastal cities vulnerable to extreme weather. 3. Super Typhoon Tip 1979. In terms of scale, Super Typhoon Tip, which formed over the Pacific Ocean in 1979, is one of the largest storms ever recorded, with a diameter of approximately 2.200 kilometers, larger than the entire country of Vietnam. Tip's sustained winds reached nearly 300 kilometers per hour and affected a vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, causing extensive damage to ships and coastal infrastructure in Japan upon landfall. Tip exemplifies the tremendous power a storm can achieve when developing over warm tropical waters, which provide essential energy for the storm's growth. Tip reinforces the importance of monitoring sea temperatures, an important factor in forecasting and early warning of storms that can rapidly intensify. 4. Hurricane Patricia 2015. Hurricane Patricia, formed over the Pacific Ocean in 2015, is recorded as one of the strongest storms. With wind speeds of nearly 345 km per hour, Patricia made landfall in Mexico with record-breaking intensity. Though, fortunately, emergency evacuations helped minimize the loss of life. Nevertheless, Patricia's strength left a trail of extensive property damage and had serious impacts on the coastal ecosystem of Mexico. 5. Hurricane Irma 2017. Super Typhoon Irma is one of the largest Category 5 hurricanes to strike the Caribbean and Florida in recent years. With winds reaching up to 300 km per hour, Irma destroyed several islands and forced thousands to evacuate. While loss of life was minimized thanks to early warnings and preparation, Irma still caused billions in damages and underscored the need for strengthened disaster response for vulnerable regions. The impact of climate change and increasing storm frequency. In studying the strongest storms in history, a significant question arises. Is climate change making storms stronger? Researchers have found that higher ocean temperatures provide energy for tropical storms, making them stronger and longer lasting. Rising sea levels also increase the risk of flooding when storms make landfall. Conclusion. Lessons from history's strongest storms. Looking back at history's strongest storms, it is clear that natural disasters demand proactive preparation and response. Nations, particularly those along the coast, must invest in early warning systems, develop effective response measures, and raise public awareness. Additionally, the world must take urgent action to mitigate climate change to prevent increasingly intense and unpredictable storms.